This program is for informational and educational purposes only. This program is not a solicitation or recommendation for any investment or security. Investments or securities mentioned in this show may or may not be owned by NEPSIS Advisor Services. NEPSIS Advisor Services is an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Welcome to Journeys with Joni. My name is Joni Rametta, and I'm joined today by my co-host, Mark Clark. Mark, how are you this morning?
I'm wonderful, Joni. How are you this fine morning?
No, every radio show you say that.
Well, life's too short.
I know, isn't it?
Yeah, we only get.
It's a great thing to be.
Yeah, you only get to go through this journey
once
with Joni. Once. See the pun there?
Yeah, that was good.
I need a rim shot. Maybe the sound effects guy can help us out.
He probably wants a raise.
I'll bet he does. Oh, but life's too short. You got to have fun, and it's about the people and the impact that you can make, and that's really what we're about. It's about the journey.
Yeah, and this journey has been really fun.
It has.
I think we've been on the radio now for just short of a year, coming up on a year, and it's gotten more fun as it's gone on. I think, and I think we're learning. I have to actually say I'm learning a lot of stuff. You're learning things and how to talk about different things. And we've met quite a few people. We've had some really interesting meetings in our offices based on some of the conversations that we've been having here. And, I like the fact that we can share those ideas with other people because, so many times we all think that, well, I'm the only one that has that problem, or I'm the only one who doesn't know that. So,
right.
I don't want anybody to know that I don't know that. And it's really not true. There's a lot of people out there that, have some of the same issues that we all have. Business owners have business owner problems.
They sure do.
People have people problems and tax problems. And, we've been talking about taxes all month long, preventing us from paying more taxes than what you need to do. And, we do believe that you pay the taxes that are appropriate.
Right.
But if you can do some tax planning, as certified financial planners, we plan for retirement. We help you plan with your estate. Where are you going to leave your money when you're gone?
Right. How
are you going to live, and do you have enough money to live in retirement? But also, tax planning. Are you paying more in taxes than you need to pay?
Yeah, we've talked about several sayings, and when it comes to tax planning, you want to plan for the worst, hope for the best, and plan for the worst.
Correct.
And as life hands you, diversity is where you learn to become better. Mm-hmm. Whatever challenge you're walking through, that's preparing you for the next challenge that you're going to have. And I think you made a statement earlier that you don't know what you don't know, or, you feel like you're the only one going through this challenge or this battle. And the fact is you're not. Right. And the fact is that if you have the ability to circle and put a team around you, that you have a better opportunity for success. Mm-hmm. And, how do you make an impact? And we've had conversations in our offices the last couple of weeks with people they've said, well, I didn't know you could do that. And we have said that. We've had other professionals in the office.
Right, come and say
said,
something. Right.
Yeah, we had no idea you could do that. That's a great idea. Let's beat it up. Let's make sure it works. Let's make sure you get the CPA, get the attorney involved. Can we do this? And a lot of that stems around the tax planning because, there are a couple ways to make money. And that is you go earn more. So if you're in the product business, you're going to go sell more products. If you're in the service business, you got to go find more people to service. And last time I checked, you only have so much in product, and you only have so many hours. And then the monster.
Only so many hours in the day.
Yeah,
and you need to learn. We both believe that you need to have a balanced life too. So
yes,
you can't work 24 hours.
That's true. So that really leaves keeping more of what you're earning,
Mm-hmm.
keeping more of what you're bringing in, and that's efficient tax planning.
Absolutely, because if you're working out there and you're working hard. Every dollar that comes in, we have a limited number of dollars that come in.
Right.
But we have an unlimited number of places we can spend that money.
Right. And what's the interesting answer that people get? We always ask the question, what's your number one, your best, largest, greatest, however you want to use improper English here. What's your bestest asset? What's the number one thing you own that is going to give you the best return? And oftentimes people will say their house, their brokerage account. And we say, no, it's you. It's
right.
you. You have the ability to earn income, and that's your single greatest asset,
mm-hmm.
bar none.
Bar none. Absolutely.
You think about that. So now, how does that we talked last week about the family being a business and, going into the tax planning, and don't wait till the last minute, let the CPA, and we're going to kind of continue that again today. But how can you be proactive in saying, okay, I'm not only going to do the tax planning, but I'm going to really take ownership of this, and I'm going to not let the things that have happened to me in the past affect me. And I want to come in and find out what differences can I make in my own financial future.
Right. But if you don't share some of that with the professionals in your life, then they can't help you. So It's sort of like going to the doctor and not telling him that, that your finger hurts or that you've got an ache here or there. If you don't tell them, they're not going to see it.
Right.
Those things are silent. Nobody will see it until it's too late to do something about it. So you have to sort of be honest with people, and you have to sort of talk about those things they're doing. And some of the things we've been doing lately are talking to business owners. And I think there's two things that frustrate business owners right now. We're going to coming up on a break, but there's two big ones.
Just kidding.
That's really funny. One of them is tax planning and saving as much money as they can as a business owner.
Right.
And the second one is, taxes and healthcare taxes and how those things are changing, and nobody's quite sure how it's going to affect their income and the cash flow of their business. So some of the things we have been talking about in our office with some business owners is some of the opportunities they have that are different than what we've all known about in the past. Right. There's some advanced tax planning. Right. I guess we could say that as a business owner, you have an opportunity to do, because what happens in a business, you have a 401k, you have to offer it to all your employees. You're limited by tax code how much you can put in. Right. You have to worry about your employees participating. You have to educate your employees to participate. If not enough of them don't participate, doesn't make sense to even have one, because there's expenses that go with it. There's other tax plans that you can do that maybe not as advantageous to you as a business owner, but the bottom line is you want to offer your employees something. So you're going to offer them probably that 401k. Right. But is there something else I as a business owner can do to save a little bit more money for me in my retirement from my business? Because your business is you.
It is.
The business is me. I am the business, and it is my money, and I want to keep that for some future time when I either retire, leave this earth, or sell my business.
And that is a great question. And I know we're up against a break.
I know the answer too.
And you do know the answer, because we've been working with some business owners that have said, wow, this is pretty cool. I would like to know more about this. And when we come back from the break, maybe we can, peel the onion back a little bit.
Yeah, well, I'll quiz you.
Oh, boy. I'll sharpen my pencil.
You can find us at www.journeyswithjoni, that's JONI.com. There you can find our email address. Send us a question. We'd love to have some questions. We'll have a CPA on in another week or so, and we'd love to have some questions to put the CPA on the spot. And you can find some of our blogs from the previous months. Journeys with Joni. We'll be right back.
Do you know what you own and why you own it? Join us for our next workshop to learn about investing with clarity by calling 941-361-1484 to reserve your seat today. Joni and Mark look forward to discussing the philosophy, strategy, flexibility, and transparency, the 4 pillars of investing, with NEPSIS Advisor Services. Call today, 941-361-1484. That's 941-361-1484.
Welcome back to Journeys with Joni. Mark, we're just diving in today, aren't we?
Yeah, we're head first.
I'm just, we're on a roll this month. The month of October has been talking about tax planning and about, getting ahead of the game, trying to figure out how we can save some money, now for next year. But one of the biggest things that we've had in our office is talking to business owners, small business owners, about what are they worried about? I mean, because there's a lot of people out there that business, the economy's turned around a little bit. I think we can all agree to. Sure. Some places may be better than others, and not everybody's happy. So this isn't a political statement, but there are some business owners out there that have seen an increase in their business. Right. And what they're all looking at is, okay, we've gone through some tough times. I've survived. I've got some JoJo goose going, or whatever you want to call it.
You got some good mojo
going. There you go. It's mojo. And, how do I take the business money and the stuff that I have there and keep it for me for retirement, for succession planning? Who's going to take over your business? If it's a small business, do you have somebody in the pipeline that's going to take it over, a son or a daughter, a grandchild or something like that? Do you have a partner that is going to buy you out that may be younger than you?
Right.
Are you just going to work until, God calls you home and they take you out 5 o'clock one day in a brown box instead of, clocking out?
We talked to a business owner that's his plan.
That is his plan. Yeah. He said that's it. Or are you going to, sell and, transition your business to somebody else at some point in time? And how is that going to look? And, one of the things people need to understand is you can start to think about that stuff today. That doesn't mean you have to sell the business or tell anybody who you want to take over. It's not like you're going to not have a job next week, but have you thought about some of the things you're going to do? And some of the things that we've talked to business owners about recently is, plan that we have, some advanced tax planning that allows them to, one, keep more of their own money, and then plan the succession all at the same time. So what have you been, I'm going to sort of quiz you on it because we can't both talk about it. And you're more the expert on this than I am anyway.
Well, I don't know that I'm more the expert. I think we've been in more, I've been in a couple more conversations. Yes. But let's paint the picture this way. You're a business owner. And I have this utopian world that I'll paint a picture for. And you've put in a retirement plan. Mm-hmm. And all of your employees participate, and all of them are putting money into the plan. Okay. And it comes time for you to do the math, Mr. and Mrs. Business Owner, or a couple partners or 3 partners. And the owners are highly compensated, and all of a sudden you get this calculation back from the actuaries that say you can put 2% more than the average of all of the employees. And that might be a nice number, and you may go, yay, or you may go, ooh, why am I doing all this and I'm not getting that much bang for the buck? Mm-hmm. Now, don't take this wrong. It is awesome to do this for your employees.
Right.
However, there are ways to stack plans. There are ways to stack benefits that you're still taking care of the people that are serving your clients, your customers,
and that's very
important. Your business, and that's very important.
Because that's one of the benefits to having your employees, and that keeps people loyal to you as an employee because you don't want employee turnover. So this isn't about not giving stuff to your employees. This is about stacking, providing for your employees. It's not enough for me as the business owner, right?
That's correct.
I'm not putting away, but I could do something else in addition to that.
You can do something in addition to that, and keep in mind the fact that a qualified retirement plan is nothing more than a deferred tax payment. So you're putting the money in today. You're going to pay the taxes on the money when you take it out later. Mm-hmm. Most people are going to be in a higher tax bracket. This opens up Pandora's box, if you will, when you talk about, well, how should I take my Social Security? What's my income tax going to be? Well, we don't know the future, and those are, again, topics for another show and another day. But this is really focused on planning. Mm-hmm. Know the condition of your flocks today and begin to plan for the future so that you know what you're dealing with. So now we're back to the business owner that's going, okay, I'm excited for my employees, but for the owners, okay.
Yeah, I'm not putting enough away.
Take it or leave it. Okay, It's good. I like it because it has a powerful impact on my employees, but I'm not getting as much bang for the buck that I would like. And we've been talking to a lot of business owners that like this. That have these situations where, that's where they are. We've also talked to some business owners who have said, I put in a retirement plan and a match, and nobody wants to participate.
Yeah, we've had those too.
Yeah, the employees are living paycheck to paycheck. That's a whole other conversation. But those business owners, maybe you don't have a plan, maybe you've turned your plan off. Those are the business owners that can also take advantage of the strategy that we're talking about. And the strategy puts you in the mindset. I'm going to cover it really quick, and then we'll go a little deeper in the next part of the show because I know it's going to go deep. But this puts you in a mindset where you can use, I'm going to use a bad word, called discriminatory plan. You can pick and choose who gets this. It's legal. You can completely do this. But whoever you want to participate are the people that can participate. It has a business tax deduction on some of the money going in, so it's a very tax-favored tax favored contribution or funding, and the money gets to grow tax deferred. So as it grows over the years, you don't pay any taxes on the growth. And then when you access the money at the end at retirement, you don't pay any taxes on the money coming out. It operates similar to a Roth IRA. So you have an opportunity to really superfund or supercharge your retirement. It's all about cash flow. It's all about what you keep. It's not necessarily about what you spend. It's about what you keep. If you keep more, you can spend more. That's just the way the numbers work. So when you step back and you look at this, and the interesting thing is we've had CPAs, and we've been working with a lot of business owners. We've been working with CPAs and accountants, or CPAs, accountants, attorneys. And they've all said, wow, this is a pretty cool strategy. It's the strategy is available. It's been available since 1988. It's a statutory, which means it's legislation. It's tax code that works. And it's one of those things that, you don't know what you don't know. Here's an interesting conversation I had this couple weeks ago. I was talking to a tire dealer, and I have run flat tires on my car. And he said to me, you don't need to have run flats. You can save a lot of money, have the same look, but you don't need run flats. You have a spare and you're only driving around town. I thought, that's a great idea. I never thought about that. Same equation. You never thought about having an opportunity to have a stacked plan or a different opportunity of a taxable or tax-favored bucket that, that you can contribute to or you can put money into. We can talk about that a little bit more after the break. I know we're getting squeezed here up against you got to pay the commercials.
We're on a roll.
We're on a roll.
Yeah.
Too much fun.
Journeys with Joni, that's JONI.com, is where you can find information on us. We are located at 6230 University Parkway, Suite 305, which is University and I-75. You can give us a call at 941-361-1484. Journeys with Joni. We'll be right back.
Do you know what you own and why you own it? Join us for our next workshop to learn about investing with clarity by calling 941-361-1484 to reserve your seat today. Joni and Mark look forward to discussing the philosophy, strategy, flexibility, and transparency, the 4 pillars of investing, with NEPSIS Advisor Services. Call today, 941-361-1484. That's 941-361-1484.
Welcome back to Journeys with Joni. Just before the break, Mark was
On a
wowing us. Yeah, you were definitely on a roll.
Heads are spinning.
Talking to us about stacking plans. And I think what's important is everybody knows that we're talking basically to business owners.
Right.
And you've offered your employees a 401k, and it's great for the employees, but
Right.
it's not really doing anything for me as a business owner. And I'm sitting here saying I need to save some more money for retirement. I need to figure out how I'm going to do something with my business at some future date,
Right.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years from now. And you're saying that I can stack plans and I can do different things. We've had these conversations. We've had, I don't know, a dozen conversations in the last 2 weeks.
At least.
With some business owners, some CPAs, and some attorneys talking about, how this would work. And you listen to the story and you're like, I'm not sure. But when you see it actually written on paper and we actually dive into you and your specific business, it starts to make sense.
Right.
So this isn't something that, if you're sitting there scratching your head going, well, I'm not quite sure I understand all of that kind of stuff. That's okay. We didn't either. So it's one of those things where we need to actually have a conversation, I think, with the business owner, talking about your business, your plans, and then how this would actually work and entwine with what you already have planned. Because this isn't,
Right.
this isn't the plan that we're going to tell you that this is what you're going to do. And by the way, this plan says that you're going to retire in 10 years and you're out of there. That's not, we work it the way you want it to work.
Right. It could be a 10-year, it could be a 15-year plan.
Right.
And, here's the interesting thing. I was having a conversation not too long ago. I have a lot of conversation.
You
But
talk all day.
I do. That's what I get paid to talk. It's a lot of fun. It's about people, really. I love talking to people. I don't like talking to myself, but I tend to lose the argument. But I was having a conversation about fish. And Joni's going, where is he going now? But I was having this conversation about fish, and I asked this person, have you ever had sea bass? And they crinkled their nose, and they go, I don't like fish.
Yeah, me neither.
I know you don't like fish. And that wasn't you. I'm not picking on you on this one. But we ended up having sea bass one time. And now this person is going, wow, this is awesome. Because it was fish, I never tried it.
Right.
And it's the same equation, the same conversation where you're saying, statutorily we have opportunities to put things in play, but because it's not stay within the lines, it's in this little small box of the world that, on the front of your 1040, or these are the deductions I've taken, and just because these are the deductions I've taken on my taxes, there can't be anything else I can deduct. Well, that's not the case. Mm-hmm. So this is one of those you don't know what you don't know scenarios. And so going back to the picture that I painted, you have a business owner that needs more. Here's another thing that I've talked to the business owner, and this resonates very loud in the conversation. And that is, the business owner says to us, the number one return asset I can get anywhere is reinvesting my dollars back into my own business.
Oh, absolutely.
And I agree with that. So a component of this strategy is allowing you to continue to plow your gains or your assets back into your business to grow it, but at the same time taking advantage of some business deductions. You have to have a business to do this, and putting a component of leverage into the plan where you're supercharging it. Let me just throw a couple numbers out. Now, the disclaimer here is the numbers are going to change. It's dialable. You can turn it up. You can turn it down. This is just an example. A person age 50 has the ability to supercharge one of these plans over the course of 3 years with, let's just say, $1 million. And at age 65, the program would produce about $195,000 of tax-free withdrawals from the program for the rest of that person's life. And when you think about the numbers and you think about the tax savings, see, too many times we focus on the return and we forget about the tax savings. Mm-hmm. If I can give you a tax-efficient anywhere from 5 to 7% return, a tax-efficient 5 to 7% return, the taxable equivalent could be anywhere from 9 to 12% that I would have to earn. You think about how much more risk you would have to take. So if I'm layering the tax code and tax savings into a program that as a business owner I can supercharge for myself while still plowing my own money back into my business.
Right.
The question that we have is, why wouldn't I do this? Why wouldn't I look deeper at this? Now, you may not want to plow $1 million in. You may want to plow, $500,000. You may want to plow $5 million. Who knows? But the point is, the strategy works. It's real. It's statutory. It's been around since 1988, and it's proprietary. We have access to this, and it's pretty cool. CPAs are working with us, attorneys are working with us, and it's providing some pretty cool strategies for business owners that they're going, I never knew I had the opportunity to do this. People perish for lack of knowledge.
Right.
You do not have to, there's no way on God's green earth that you're going to get enough money in a retirement plan, if you're the business owner, to equal what you need in retirement. Here's the other kind of little tidbit of information. This strategy works perfect in a succession plan. Mm-hmm. And I could go on a whole nother show about the opportunity you have of utilizing this strategy in either a buyout, but somebody walks up and says, and here's a good question for the business owner. If the sugar daddy or sugar mama walked up to you and wrote the check today to hand you the correct amount that you would take for your business today, would you be prepared to take it? Or would you be in a position where Uncle Sam is taking more than Uncle Sam's fair share of that check? And there's an opportunity that you have to strategize this and be prepared so that when that person walks up with that check, if they do, you're ready. Mm-hmm. The second component of that is, if your intent is to pass this business on to the next generation, are you going to rely on that next generation to be as business savvy as you were with the business in order to pay you out over time, so that they're taking over the business, but your buyout strategies, you're going to hand it to the kids for a future cash flow. And you're no longer there guiding, watching, and protecting. And this is a strategy that kind of, mitigates the risk that you have for that. It's pretty cool. So,
and, you've had a business your entire working career.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whether it's, 10 years or 50 years, it's something close to your heart, and you want to do the right things. You want the business to survive after you. So you need to plan for that, and
right.
You need to start planning today for those kind of things. And if you plan using these kind of vehicles, this tax advantage planning, then you have more choices when somebody comes up to you and hands you a check you can say, I can do that.
Yes, you do. So come in and sit down with us.
Absolutely.
Peel back the onion. We'll have a lot of fun getting to know each other and a lot of fun talking about what we can do with each other and formulating a team. So how do they find us? And come on in and have a good time with us.
You can find us at www.journeyswithjoni. There you'll find a replay of all of our shows, our workshop dates. You can send us an email, read our quarterly updates. Journeys with Joni. We'll be back next week. Until then, thanks for listening.
This program is for informational and educational purposes only. This program is not a solicitation or recommendation for any investment or security. Investments or securities mentioned in this show may or may not be owned by NEPSIS Advisor Services. NEPSIS Advisor Services is an SEC registered investment advisor.